Right, and with Kurt Gidley. Kurt, quite a lot's happened in the last few days. I mean, you announced a while ago that you were leaving, and it was your last season at the Wolves, and now Tony's leaving as well. What was your first reaction when you heard?
Oh yeah, I mean, I was a bit sad for everyone I think involved. I mean, I know Tony's had such a big influence on a lot of people at the club and had some great success at the Wolves, and I know he's changed a lot of great things from when he arrived, all for the better. So he probably would have liked to have finished on a better note, but my personal dealings with Tony, even before I arrived, had some great conversations with him when I was back in Oz, and had a great relationship with him, a really honest relationship with him for my 2 years here at the Wolves, and just really enjoyed my time here.
I'm sure it was Tony who helped influence you to come to the Wolves, was it?
I was always coming to the Super League. It was just a matter of who to, and Warrington was my first choice, and I'd had some previous dealings with Simon and the Wolves before about possibly coming. So it was all pretty smooth sailing for the transition of coming over, and I spoke to Simon and I spoke to Tony, and it was all done pretty quickly and pretty seamlessly, and I'm so grateful to have the opportunity to come to.
Last season was almost too good to be true, winning the League Shield, getting to the grand final, getting to Wembley, and then this season it was down scrapping in the middle eights. I mean, what happened? Why there's such a difference on the two seasons?
Yeah, well, that's the $1 million question, isn't it, for everyone? The start of the year really hurt us as far as, we lost the first game, and then we had a great performance against Brisbane, which was a bit of a false sense of security, and then we lost about the next 6 or 7 in a row, and that absolutely killed our any confidence that we had or belief that we had from the previous year, and we probably struggled to claw any of that belief back throughout the year. It's been an inconsistent year from there.
And do you think injuries played a big part in that?
No, I wouldn't. No, I don't think so. I wouldn't blame it on injuries. We started the year without our captain Chris Hill, without Stephen Ratchford, and that was played a part in the start of our year for sure. Two of those guys, Benny Westwood, another one, 3 senior players, and we've had numerous injuries through the year, but I wouldn't blame the injuries as the outcome for this year.
Chris Hill said the players have to take some responsibility for what's happened. You'd agree with that, would you?
Oh, for sure. I've always agreed with that. Certainly our coach. I've had coaches over the years that have moved on. I've had coaches that have been told to move on over the years, and I've always felt as a player, I've always felt a bit guilty for that, because I'm responsible for my performance on the field, but I mean, coaches are responsible for loads of things as well, and game plans and discipline, and so we're all responsible in the end for performances on the field. But it's been a tougher year, that's for sure.
Yeah, and what's next for Kurt Gidley?
Yeah, we'll move myself and my family back to Australia and back to Newcastle, to where I'm from, so that's exciting again, because I haven't been home for 2 years, and my next short challenge is I'm doing the trek to Everest Base Camp with about 20 of my former Newcastle Knights teammates, and I'm only home in Oz for 10 days before I go on that next adventure, so that'll be good. I'm looking forward to that. That's with some really close mates of mine, and some guys who I looked up to as a kid, Paul Harrigan and Matty Johns. So that'll be a wonderful experience, that one.
So you'll have to keep yourself fit over the next 2 games for that, won't you?
Well, that's it. I think I'll be able to hold my fitness. I think it's those guys who have been retired for a little bit longer who are more concerned about the trek than me.
Yeah. So what have your highlights of the last 2 years been in Warrington?
Oh, look, the most recent ones, playing at Old Trafford and Wembley are probably the 2 biggest highlights, I'd say, of my time here.
Even though you ended up on the losing side.
Yeah, but I still think they're highlights of my career. Just because I never thought I'd be playing at those 2 grounds. I mean, I came to the UK for a new challenge and for a change and for a new experience and the culture. But it wasn't realistic at that stage that I'd be playing at Old Trafford and Wembley. So as the year went on and we were playing some great footy last year, those goals became more realistic, and the hunger to play in the big games grew even more. And although the outcome and my emotions around the end result aren't how I expected, I think they're still great memories to have played at those and experienced those grounds.
It must be so frustrating because in both games Warrington had a great chance of winning them both.
Yep. Yeah, so
Lady luck's not always on your side, is it?
Yeah, I don't know if it's luck. I mean, we were leading Challenge Cup, and unfortunately that game didn't end up the way I expected, and missed the last 20 minutes through being concussed and a broken cheekbone. And but anyway, that's life. We move on.
But still a highlight.
Still a highlight. Just not as high as what it could have been.
Okay. Well, thanks for your time, Kurt.
Cheers.
Here in Warrington. You've been a great ambassador for the club.
Thank you.
And good luck in the future.
Yeah, thanks very much.